They think that we are scared of losing our jobs. Well, we are not. We can find another job, but we cannot find another self-respect. Have you ever been humiliated by someone you trusted? How far would you go to protect yourself from their hurtful words? This is a true story. I am a 25-year-old woman living in Delhi. The year was 2016 and I got married to the man of my dreams. He was kind, caring, and most importantly, loved me a lot. But there was a storm brewing in his family. His mother, Mrs. Kapoor, she ruled the house with an iron fist. My presence was a disturbance to her authority. After the marriage, I shifted to their house. It was a huge mansion with high walls and an even higher sense of superiority among the people living inside it. My mother-in-law always found fault with the way I cooked, or the way I dressed, or the way I managed the household. For her, I was never doing enough. No matter how much I tried, I couldn't win her over. One Sunday morning, I was busy in the kitchen preparing breakfast when I heard loud laughter coming from the hall. Curious, I stepped out and saw my mother-in-law with two women I assumed were her friends. They were discussing something loudly, and I could see my mother-in-law smiling sweetly. Thinking they must be talking about some gossip, I turned to go back to the kitchen. That's when I heard my mother-in-law say, "Don't mind her. She's practically my servant in this house." Her words hit me like a slap. I froze, unable to comprehend what she had just said. Had she actually called me a servant? As if realizing what she had said, her face turned cold, and she quickly added, "I mean, she's a good girl, hard-working, but she's just too simple." The fake sweetness in her voice was evident. I wanted to scream, to shout, to let her know how much her words had hurt me. But all I could do was stand there frozen, tears blurring my vision. That day I retreated into a shell. I questioned myself, my self-worth, my place in that house. Was I really just a servant, a nameless, faceless domestic help? As days passed, the pain of her words intensified, eating away at my confidence. I couldn't understand why she treated me this way. I loved her son. I respected her. All I wanted was a little kindness in return. But then something inside me snapped. I realized that I didn't have to tolerate her insults anymore. I decided to fight back, not with anger, but with my actions. I started helping my husband with his work. I took care of his needs, supported him emotionally, and even guided him in making important decisions. Slowly, he started relying on me more than anyone else. A few months later, the relatives came visiting again. Instead of dreading their arrival, I was ready. When they entered the house, my husband, who was once ashamed of our financial situation, now confidently discussed business deals with them. When they asked about our finances, he would smile and say, "Ask my wife. She manages everything." My mother-in-law watched in silence as respect grew in the eyes of our visitors. She knew that I had educated myself about finance and investments after she had publicly shamed me for not knowing the bank balance. Now, not only did I manage our finances, but I also invested wisely, turning our savings into assets. One evening during dinner, she tried to mock me again. "Oh, you know, she spends more than she should. We have to keep an eye on her shopping." This time, I was prepared. A servant works without respect. But everything I do here, I do out of love. So don't mistake kindness for weakness, because unlike a servant, I have the power to walk away, and this house will feel my absence more than you realize. My voice echoed in the silent room. Those words were like a bolt of lightning, shocking everyone at the table. For the first time, I saw fear in my mother-in-law's eyes. She realized that she had pushed me to the edge. My quiet, unassuming nature had transformed into strength and self-confidence. In the following days, her behavior changed drastically. She started including me in family conversations, asking for my opinion and even showing respect in public. The proud, stubborn woman who once humiliated me now treated me like a queen. I understood that she hadn't suddenly become nice. She was simply tasting the consequences of her actions. She had pushed me to excel, to prove myself, and I had done just that. I hadn't sought her approval, but I had earned it. Life has taught me that sometimes we have to endure disrespect to protect ourselves. But when we choose to speak up, our voices can shake the very foundations of injustice. Did you like this story? If yes, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Sometimes silence is survival, but speaking up, that's freedom.